Well, good afternoon, race fans. Welcome back to the Boom Tube here on this gorgeous Thursday night out at Phoenix Raceway, 1 mile short track here in Phoenix, Arizona, where we will settle the debate of who makes it and who doesn't as we head into our Nitro Shootout playoffs and down the road towards the championship. 6 drivers will emerge tonight as contenders in the next 3 races for the championship. We'll find out who those are tonight. We'll settle the score here at the last dance in the desert. This is the Thursday Night Nitro Series, and of course, as always, I'm Adam LeVox, the voice of the Boom Tube, here to bring you all the action live for the Thursday Night Nitro Series. Thank you to everyone out there in YouTube land for riding along with us so far through these 8 races this season. This is race number 9 out of 12 and is the last race of the regular season. Currently, Mr. Bennett Allen leads our points by 100 points over Dusty Martin in that number 35. Max Bauman rides in the third, 103 points back. All 3 provisionally locked in. Allen on points alone would not have to start this evening. Martin and Bauman would only need to start the race or otherwise use their provisional for this evening to be locked in to that championship contending 6. Miller, Wiggins, and Turner. This is where we turn our focus for tonight. All 3 within shot of the 3 below the cut line. Gentry, Nadeau, and Argabright. Gentry and Nadeau both tied below that line. They're all chasing that 6th spot, that final spot above the cut line this evening. Who will come out on top? Gentry hasn't been super flashy this season, but has been Mr. Consistency, just slow and steady gains throughout each and every race. And that's the kind of consistency it takes to be competitive here in the Thursday Night Nitro Series. Turner also has been defending that position very well with great speed the last couple of weeks. Keeps his position above that cut line for now by only 12 points. Kyle Nadeau, another one who missed a couple starts but is looking to surge back into that top 6 this evening. Doug Argabright a little bit farther out with 25 points back, but still a chance should tragedy befall the other drivers in front of him. You never know what's going to happen here at the Phoenix Raceway as they duel it out in the desert for that cutoff battle. Drivers just wrapping up qualifying. We'll get those results up on your screen for you in just a moment. As drivers begin their warm-ups for the evening. This will be a surprise to no one, but Mr. Bennett Allen has stuck the number 15 Ford on the pole position tonight with a 26.8 second lap, followed by Kyle Nadeau putting a strong showing on for his contention for that 6th place spot, putting Steve Turner behind him by 1 position. Kyle only 6/10ths of a second, or sorry, 6/100ths of a second off of that pole position. Very, very tight battle for the top spot. Steve Turner 1/10 off, followed very closely by Crank Bell in the 14, making his return after a few weeks off of the track. Doug Argabright in the 41 is going to roll off P5, 4/10 off the lead pace. Zach Miller, roughly the same in the number 38. He's also in jeopardy of losing should he fall too far behind in the race. Not only is that 6th position under fire, but it is also a distinct possibility that either Alex Wiggins or Zach Miller could wreck out of this race and potentially miss that top 6. That'll be something to keep an eye on throughout the race. It's a hot and slick racetrack in the middle of the day. It should be a very interesting race here in the desert. Drivers going through warm-up at the moment as we get ready to get underway. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get a word with Mr. Nadeau, chasing that 6th spot here this evening in Phoenix. Kyle, it's been an uphill battle trying to claw your way back to that 6th spot. You're just 12 points out as we enter the race tonight. What are your thoughts going into this evening, and what's it going to take to get yourself there at the end of this race?
It's going to take getting out of my comfort zone. I can't be chasing points tonight. I got to chase a win. So it's going hard, burn out the tires, pit when you need to, just run your own race and, not worry about points because I'm already out.
Well,
I just need to win at this point.
He knows what he's got to do. He's got a game plan. We'll see how it pans out. Is there any story behind a bit of a throwback Johnson scheme back to that 2006 season?
Actually, I ran a version of this on my my actual race car or my race truck when I had it. So I've always loved this scheme. Arguably Jimmy's most successful scheme, and yeah, I'm very superstitious about my schemes. The old faithful wasn't doing it for me recently, so I had to try to switch it up.
Well, it'll that scheme has no shortage on luck. Jimmy having won the Daytona 500, the Brickyard 400, and the championship all in the same season back in 06. So hopefully to bring you some luck here tonight. And good luck, Kyle.
Thanks, man. Let's put on a show.
All right, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a word with Devin as well as we head into the final race of the regular season, staring down the barrel of the cutoff line. Devin, you got an uphill battle tonight, sitting 12 points outside that last spot. What's your thoughts going into this race, and do you think you can get there before the end?
We'll see how it goes. It's been a pretty bad season, honestly. I expected to come into here doing a lot better than what I have done. Missing that one race when I was on vacation didn't help out too well. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Phoenix, but I seem to be consistent at it. So we'll see what happens.
Well, consistency is what it could take tonight. It's a tricky track, and we've seen plenty of people pound that wall off of turn 2. So definitely some treachery out there to look out for. And if you can survive that, I think you still got a shot. So good luck to you tonight. We'll be looking for you at the end of this thing.
Yep, thank you. You guys enjoy.
And our pace truck rolls off pit lane for the final time in the regular season. Bennett Allen looking to get it done in the desert here and put a cap on what has been an absolutely monumental regular season for the driver of the number 15 Ford Mustang. Has won 7 out of 9 races this season. Has been an absolute juggernaut when it comes to this season of the league. We'll see if anyone has anything for him tonight. Kyle Nadeau, those qualifying times are right up there. Looks like he's got speed. We'll see if he's got the gut, the grit, and the know-how to get it done and survive what could be carnage here at Phoenix. We'll find out very, very soon. Steve Turner doing his best to defend that 6th spot. Has a tall order ahead of him tonight because there's a lot of hungry and talented drivers looking to find their way in by any means necessary. And we'll find out what those means are before the conclusion of the race this evening. "165 laps at this 1-mile racetrack. To settle things, it will be chaos. Be looking for cars spread all the way out throughout the dog leg, trying to gain any last ounce of advantage. Bennett Allen leads him down to the green flag at Phoenix Raceway. Here we go for race number 9 of the Thursday Night Nitro Fall 2025 series. Heading down into turn 3 and towards that start-finish line. Bennett Allen fires him off. Green flag in the air. Caution is out. Looks like we might have had a problem with the rear half of the field on that initial start. We'll see if we can converse with race control and figure out what happened. All right. Bit of a incident coming to the green flag involving the 89 and the 38. Came together due to some network internet issues. So a bit of a competition caution, allowing them to get things sorted out and hopefully get some repairs made to that number 38. We'll be going green next time by, it appears. Lights are off on the pace truck. Still Bennett Allen in charge of the race at the moment. He's going to choose the outside lane here on the restart. It looks like Miller has the repairs complete and will be underway. Hopefully we'll be able to make up the ground. Engines spooling up. We're getting ready to send this thing green again here on lap number 5 at Phoenix Raceway. Green flag back in the air. Excellent launch for Allen. Turner down to the inside of Argabright for second. Turner takes this spot. Argabright's clear of Crank Bell by 4 car lengths, and he is turning the screws on Turner. Back to the inside, undercuts Turner for the spot. Caution possibly going to come out. I am mistaken. Timing and scoring, recording a wreck that apparently didn't happen. Battle here for the 4th spot. Crank Bell, Kyle Nadeau, former teammates going at it. Nadeau looking to make up some of that ground lost from that outside pole position. Started 2nd, now finds himself back in 5th, now 4th, as he makes the pass on Bell. Argerbright, the long shot to clinch that final position in the playoffs, but he's showing pretty strong pace here early on, nearly matching the times being set by Bennett Allen currently, only a couple hundredths off the lead time. Back here, Crank Bell continues to play defense. Ramos got to him. Coming out of turn 2 that time by a little bit of a slide. Drivers in warm-up had a little bit of a problem keeping the cars underneath them coming off that corner. Track flattens out very quickly. You notice this corner very flat as it is. Getting the power down without spinning that right rear tire can be challenging here at Phoenix. Alex Wiggins, one of the drivers trying to defend his spot. Bit of a rocky start in qualifying, already up 3 positions on the day so far, followed by Devin Gentry, one of those trying to make his way in. Devin also up 3 positions, up to P8 as we pass through 10 laps down in this race. Nadeau has a position, hasn't quite been able to break away from the 14 though. We saw the pass happen pretty clean, pretty quick. Now we see a little bit of lane searching out of the 97, trying to find some speed and find the secret sauce to get things rolling here early on in the race. Back here, it's been a battle so far between Patrick Coro, who's making his first start of the season in the number 91 Chevrolet, duking it out with Dusty Martin, who is clinched, has cemented his spot in the playoffs. So really doesn't have too much to worry about this evening. Wasn't sure if he was going to make the race, but was able to make it, and glad to see him here on track. Looks like maybe some right rear damage to the 35. It could also be setup related. Keep an eye on some of these other cars, because it does look like the right rear tire on that 35 is not pointed the right direction. Looks like about a 30 degree camber angle on the right rear of the 35, and I'm not sure that's going to help him too much. Might explain the early on lack of pace. Not of driver who we normally see in the top 5. Back up front, while he might not be shaking off the 14 of Crank Bell, both drivers gaining on Steve Turner for that third spot. Turner also doing his own bit of fishing. He's reeling in the 41 for second. Pace starting to equalize between this part of the field. Currently, Nadeau, the fastest of this group. Turner and Argabright about tenth of a second slower than the 97 per lap currently. As Crank Bell sends it all the way to the inside of that paved dogleg here at Phoenix. That is not out of bounds. Anything that is paved here at Phoenix Raceway you may use as long as it's not on pit lane. You are a NASCAR fan in real life, you'll know just that. The Truck Series Championship was settled in a 7-wide restart. Through turns 1 and 2 to secure the championship for Corey Heim. They get a late race restart tonight, the Thursday Night Nitro Series. I would not be surprised to see much of the same take place if it comes down to it, because the points are tight for that 6th place battle. Argabright still glued to that constant line through turns 1 and 2. See a lot of the drivers behind kind of taking a bit of a diamond approach to the corner, drifting up in the middle slightly, then bringing it back down to the bottom of the racetrack. You'd get a straight drive off. Try to maximize that corner exit speed. Through 1 and 2, it's still Argabright by a car length, followed by Turner, then another 10 car lengths back to Kyle Nadeau. For the 2nd through 4th positions on the track, Turner with a very close shave with the wall, might have maybe been able to sneak a piece of paper in that gap. Once again, you see the difference in racing line here through 1 and 2. All drivers trying to keep the back end underneath race cars coming off that flat corner exit. Much the same this lap, 1 car length gap behind the 41, now closing to a half as the 26 takes a even wider mid-corner approach, getting even below that yellow painted line on the bottom of the racetrack. Get a piece of that apron to help that number 26 rotate. Trying to get any advantage possible. I think the 41 might be stalling the 26 out a little bit at this point. It's Kyle Nadeau closing in quickly. That gap closed from 10 car lengths now down to 2. That is not what the 26 wants to see. Turner wants to keep that 97 in the rear view as far back as possible. The other thing these drivers are going to have to consider throughout the night is pit stops. You say, well, pit stops, that was last week's story. Well, why do I say that? I'm talking about pit timing, of course. Should we see a green flag pit stop? Will some of these cut line drivers elect to stay out, trying to get that 1 point bonus for leading a lap. All those little things do add up, but that is worth at least half a position. Each of the top 10 positions on the racetrack worth 2 points. Everywhere from second on back. First place rewarding 5 points above second. But every position from second to 10th is worth 2 points. So that's at least half a spot. Potentially could make the difference, that 1 bonus point. Driver's also going to have to keep it clean, because 2 extra bonus points go to drivers who finish the race, who complete all 165 laps with no incident points. That's no hard contact with the wall or other cars. That would score them points in iRacing's penalty system. So these drivers are going to have to tread lightly, have to be as fast as possible, but also tiptoe around everyone else just a little bit, making sure not to make contact as Nadeau makes his way around Turner for the 3rd spot. Now trying to make a move on the 41 for second. Shows the nose as they enter 3 and 4. Not going to make the move this time by. He's going to roll up to that second lane, trying to keep the motor of that number 97 Chevrolet wound up and get that advantage down the straightaway. Still 1 car length separates the 41 and the 97 for that second spot. Turner's not done yet either. You see him sticking a nose to the outside, maybe trying to get in the head of Kyle Nadeau, playing some mind games in the rearview mirror of the 97. Daring move there. Nadeau putting the bumper. He dumped him by using the bumper. He puts the bumper to the 41 of Argerbright for the spot, but it slows both of them down. Gives Turner the opportunity to come back on the inside. Through 1 and 2, it's still neck and neck. Turner to the inside. Nadeau gets a great run off the corner that time to complete the pass again. It was a little bit of a bumper run, but will it be not enough to take him out of contention for those 2 bonus points? That is the question for Kyle Nadeau. Was it enough to trigger a 2-point incident within iRacing scoring? Argerbright completing the pass of Turner on the outside. Turner falling back down to 4th spot once again. Argerbright making a second charge up toward Nadeau in that 2nd spot. I don't think he's quite done yet. These drivers all with very similar pace. One we haven't really seen turn on the burners just yet is the 14 of Crank Bell. Although he is inching ever closer to this battle as they go side by side over and over again, it's allowing him to catch up just a little bit. And Kyle Nadeau likes seeing this in the rearview mirror. He's probably begging Turner to keep doing just what he's doing, getting side by side with Argerbright, slowing both of them down, letting him sail off into the distance. Kyle Nadeau, a bit of a problem coming back up the racetrack off the dog leg. He scrapes that outside fence just a little bit. That might cause him to think twice about doing that on older tires. Potentially bottoming out the race car a little bit. That transition between the racetrack proper and the flat area of the dog leg can be harsh and can cause you to bottom out the track bar of these race cars if you hit it at the wrong angle or possibly a little bit too hard. Back here, Wiggins finally looking to pick up another spot. He's driven away from the competition behind him. Now he's got the 90 of Carlos Ramos in his sights. That'll be for the 6th spot on the racetrack. Drivers spreading out all over. You see very wide all the way up in the 3rd lane entry there for Wiggins. Trying to find any little bit of advantage possible, then sends it deep into turn 3 all the way down, painting that yellow line at the bottom. Gains considerably mid-corner, but Ramos is going to have the advantage down the straight. If you can call it that. A dog leg straightaway hybrid thing. Some drivers straighten it out, turned it into a straightaway. Some choose to take the corner like a dog leg. See Alex get a healthy dose of the outside catch fence coming off turn 2 that time by. Car looking pretty resilient. No obvious damage. Probably don't want to do that too many times here tonight. Drivers getting to battle the full force of the sun as they come down the back straight into turn 3. That can't be pleasant for some of them, especially drivers in VR or with some OLED displays that can get to some pretty crazy brightnesses. Might actually need some sunglasses in this race, depending on what kind of setup you have. Luckily, the grandstand is just cutting in enough to block out that sun as they enter the corner. Still able to see that turn-in point. Definitely not going to be a pleasant sight coming down the back straight. Tire fall off already about worth a second and a half of time on the racetrack through 46 laps. Just to give you an idea of what drivers could be factoring into their decision making when it comes to late race pit stops. Do you take 4 tires? Do you take 2 tires? Do you take no tires and risk it if you got the track position? As things entered this evening, Turner would have to finish 6 positions behind Nadeau for Nadeau to be able to take that spot. It's not factoring in bonus points. That is clean points, nothing else considered. Sorry about that. A bit of a network issue there for a second. Nadeau running a very wide line through the early parts of 1 and 2. Rarely do you see people all the way up against that catch fence for half the corner, but seems to be making decent time with it. Currently running faster than your leader is a 28.59 for Kyle Nadeau last time by, 28.63 for Allen. So the long run pace is definitely there for Nadeau in the 97. Now it's a matter of positioning and track position, trying to make up that ground, not hesitating, because you can lose a lot of ground with a small mistake when it comes to competing with the likes of Bennett Allen. Back behind them a little ways, Crank Bell's going after Doug Arterbright. Still has closed in right on the bumper several times. Gets a great run out of turn 2 this time. Is able to show the nose to the inside as they enter turn 3. Down to the inside, crowds him up the racetrack a little bit. That's another driver who's going to just bully the 41 up the racetrack. Looks like Bell, being a good sport about it, is absolutely dirt tracking that thing coming off of turn 2 that time by. See the marks being left on the racetrack. Very different lines. Arterbright still staying true to that inside line, painting the bottom of the corner. I think maybe doing a little bit better on tire preservation because of it. Not having to do quite as hard of a steering input to get the car from the top of the racetrack back down to the bottom, as some of these other drivers have started to do throughout the course of this run. Interval up front is closing as well. Nadeau has brought the gap down to 5.6. Was close to 6 seconds at one point. Last lap times were identical for Nadeau and Allen, both with a 28.65 second lap. Fastest car on the racetrack presently is that third place driver, Steve Turner, who is begun to reel that 97 back in. It's been quite some time since Nadeau passed Turner, but Turner has been making the tires work for him here on the long stretch. And it's starting to pay off here. About a tenth faster than both Nadeau and the leader at this point in time. Once again, nearly identical laps last time by. 28.66 for Nadeau, 28.67 for Allen. And once again, 28.59, consistently right around a tenth quicker for Steve Turner in the 26. Taking a look back here to the 4th spot. Devin Gentry, through this round of pit stops, worked his way 7 spots up to that 4th position currently. It's about half the field has come down to pit lane at this point. Can imagine Kyle Nadeau's probably going to try to outlast Allen on this pit cycle. But right now, as good a time as any to mention that Sugar Maple Designs, Devin's company, will be sponsoring the 3-race Nitro Shootout this season. And we'll have die-cast rewards for the winner of each of the, I believe the winner, I will have to double-check my notes on that. There will be die-casts to win for the next 3 races, the final remaining 3 races of the season. Those being a signed Carl Edwards 1/24th scale die-cast, a signed Tony Stewart Home Depot number 20 Pontiac die-cast, as well as a Jimmy Johnson, what I believe is a 2012, if I'm not mistaken, Chevy Impala die-cast, also signed. And potentially even signed by Jimmy and Chad Knaus, if my memory serves correctly. Thanks again to Devin for jumping on board, sponsor the playoffs. It's been an absolute awesome thing to have here in the Thursday Night Nitro series this season. And I'm sure the drivers definitely aren't complaining about extra prizes, extra giveaways, extra incentives to do what they do here every week, putting on a great show for us. Doing battle out here on the virtual racetracks of the iRacing Motorsport Simulation. Wiggins with a solid round of pit stops, a couple tenths faster than those around him, has gained quite a bit of ground all the way up to the 41 of Argabright, looking for that 6th position right now. Top 4 on the racetrack have yet to come down pit road. That is Allen, Nadeau, Turner, and Gentry, all still with the tires and fuel load that they began the race on. That gap from 1st to 2nd and 3rd closing even more. 5.6 was the gap a few short laps ago, now closed to 5.2 to Kyle Nadeau. Identical lap times between the top 3, 28.71 for Allen, Nadeau, and Turner. Things heating up for that battle for 2nd. Turner has caught the 97, just a half a car length off that rear bumper cover of the Lowe's Chevrolet. Different lines through 1 and 2 that time. Nadeau to the bottom, that wide corner entry for Turner, trying to get that advantage down the back straight. Nadeau, with a fantastic exit, though, is able to hang on to a lot of that ground, though Turner gains a lot back through 3 and 4 that time. Keep in mind, these two drivers still on the tires they started this race on, as we're about to cross through 70 laps completed so far at Phoenix. 2880s for both Allen and Nadeau last time. Gap staying right around the same to the lead. Bit of a better lap for Nadeau that time, able to pull that one additional car length on Turner in the 26. It's like maybe the 97 is finding some speed. Turner's not going to be thrilled about Coro in the 91 trying to squeeze to the inside on those fresher tires. As they battle for position. Gentry looking for potentially getting some of those bonus points as well. Keep stretching this thing as long as possible. He's also right there in the mix. All three chasing drivers, Nadeau, Turner, Gentry, all faster than Bennett Allen currently. 28.7 for both Gentry and Turner. Nadeau with a 28.8 last time by. So almost identical lap times, first through fourth, all on very old, very greasy tires. But they're still making this thing happen as 91 Coro back to the inside of Turner. Trying to get by quickly without being too much of an impediment for the 26. Just hasn't quite happened yet. Turner and Nadeau maintaining enough pace on those old tires to make it a bit difficult for the cars on new tires to pass. Definitely some stabilization happening in those lap times as the tires wear out. The guys on new tires, as of lap 55, already stabilizing to nearly the same lap times as those on the old tires. About 28.5 the average speed for those on new tires, 28.7 for those with old tires. Very comparable lap times for being the better part of 100 laps into the run. Has gone green at Phoenix so far. Besides an incident early on. Maybe not what we expected here with so much on the line, but I think these drivers are definitely skilled enough to be able to race hard and keep things clean at the same time. It's been an excellent show of skill and also just respect between the drivers the past couple of weeks. Of course, Indianapolis being much of the same story, going green flag to flag. Gap continuing to tighten between first and second. Now inside of 5 seconds. 4.8 the gap between Allen and Nadeau. Nadeau and Turner both have the pace. All they need is the track position. When they do elect to come down pit road, they will have to be flawless. We saw last week the talent on display getting in and out of the pit lane in record time and consistently from the number 15. Will the 97 and 26 be able to do the same, as what looks like we might have a spin on the racetrack? At least somebody very out of shape. Somebody had a bit of a moment, but it looks like they are gathered up because I do not see anybody in the fence or otherwise. Allen finally coming to pit lane. You know what that means for the 97. He's about to score himself a bonus point as Bauman goes around pounds the outside catch fence in the number 89. Bauman with a moment, maybe what we heard just a moment ago and saw with the telltale smoke on the racetrack. That is going to be huge for these drivers. There is not nearly as much pressure for these pit stops. Allen had already come on to pit lane at the time of caution. So he will retain the lead, but I think a bit of a sigh of relief for the 97 and the 26, because not only is there less pressure on these pit stops, but they also will regain that track position and be right there back in the mix with Allen for that lead. Allen making his way around. We'll see if we have any other takers staying out on the racetrack. Looks like Ramos is going to get the lucky dog this time. Going to get waved around that Chevy Silverado pace truck. Gentry also going to elect to stay out and get that lap back. Gentry last coming on lap number 79, so it looks like he was one who had just entered pit lane and gone a lap down just before the caution fell, so he'll just stay out on the racetrack as everyone else comes in for service and get that position back. So a lot of cars cycling around to be back on the lead lap here as we cross through lap number 83. The halfway mark of tonight's race, halfway through our final race of the regular season. Looks like everybody can come down and take an extra splash of fuel. Maybe thinking we're going to cut it close to the end of the race here. See all the leaders coming back down a second time, taking that splash of fuel. Like top to bottom throughout the field, they're going to do what they can to make it to the end on just one stop. These caution laps will definitely help that as well. Looks like we're going to get one more caution lap added on, as well as lap cars cycle their way around and we try to get everybody gridded up and in the right order for the restart. Pace car is off the racetrack. It looks like we will cycle around under caution. For just a moment longer, getting ready to go green this time by, I do believe. Green flag in the air. Bennett Allen out front. Good jump for Allen as they exit the corner. Mad scramble for the fourth spot on back, side by side, about 4 rows deep. Everyone behind the number 97. Look at Alex Wiggins starting to mix it up here. He's 6 spots up on the day after that round of caution. He's got his nose to the inside of the 97. I don't think Nadeau's going to let him have it, though. No, once again, just showing a little bit slower on those restarts. 26 of Turner able to pull away early, but it's Wiggins who's the hard charger right now. on the lap number 85 restart. Not able to clear. Wiggins having to lift just a little bit to get the rotation out of that race car. That allows Turner to get a nose alongside as they head down towards turns 1 and 2. It's going to be Wiggins with the advantage to the inside. Turner on the outside, trying to hang in the nose in there. Still side by side as they come down the back straight. Dead even, nose to nose as they come down through 3 and 4. That highline momentum on fresh tires will win out. Turner secures the second spot. Probably doesn't appreciate that charge. From Wiggins, because Bennett Allen has checked out 2 seconds from this second place battle as they took their time battling side by side. Turner says, I've got places to be. He has turned on the afterburners and left Wiggins in the dust. Last lap was a 27.3 for Turner, a 27.5 for Allen. Best lap of the night so far, 27.19 for Allen. So currently that bonus point has been kept out of reach of those playoff bubble drivers. From fourth on back, it's Nadeau, Bell, Argabright, and Gentry. Gentry up 4 spots on the day. Looks like that 35 finally has that right rear repaired. Had the caution he needed to get it done. Unfortunately, going to be a lap down at this point. He's going to be hoping for another caution to get this thing back on the lead lap and in contention. Because he definitely has the pace, running 28 flats here in traffic. Not bad whatsoever. Craig Bell using that short run speed, trying to put a move on the 97. Carlos Ramos lapped down in the 90s, making that a difficult proposition for the Tennessean. Bell paid for the whole racetrack. He's going to use the whole racetrack as he catches the wall just ever so slightly with the right rear of that car for both of the past 2 laps. Fastest car on the racetrack last time by, and this time by as well, as driver 26. That lap down from 1.9 seconds to 1.8 seconds, slowly closing the gap. I think maybe not going to be as conservative on those tires. You saw last run that, hey, those tires kind of stabilized after a while. We weren't losing any more pace after a certain point. So why not go after him? Why not turn up the wick a little bit? Go after that lead as hard as I can. He's pouring on the speed in spades. Another half a tenth faster lap. That time by for lap number 96. Turner with a heroic defense of that final spot in the playoffs so far. He says, I'm not letting anyone touch me. I am in it to win it. And we're seeing that very plainly out of Turner this evening as he goes after Allen for that lead spot. lap time a little bit slower last time. Stumbled a little bit with 28.2 to the 28.1 of Allen. Maybe overheating those tires slightly. Mid 28.2s for Turner, Wiggins, and Nadeau that time. Nadeau has got some ground to make up after a slow restart. He's got to catch and pass Wiggins and then try to find a way around Turner. We'll see if he's got the same long run speed that they had last run. Remember, we started in the daylight last run, so that tire wear might have been a little more exaggerated than we'll see this run. If Auto Club was anything to go by, once that sun goes down, these tires do tend to last a lot longer, and that performance will hang on a lot longer as well. I think everyone pushing the envelope just a little bit harder this time, but this second run of the race with that knowledge in hand. Frank Bell still trying to run down Nadeau for this fourth position. Gap now just one car length as they head through 3 and 4. Sorry, head down to 1 and 2. Pardon me, folks. My brain's just a little scrambled. Old NASCAR fan, used to the turns being the opposite way around. Start-finish line used to be on this straight stretch here, but now resides just after turn 4, where that big glowing cactus is, in case you were wondering. Martin back here, he's got something to race for. It might not be on the lead lap, but this is for position. He's got Coro and Ramos both out in front of him. They will be battling for that lucky dog. Should we see another caution, they want to be the first car one lap down so they can get that free pass. Martin currently third of the 3 drivers one lap down. Ramos quite a ways up the field. See about half a corner the distance, maybe slightly more. All 3 drivers definitely within sight of each other, so they know what they have to do. The goal is in sight, just got to go get it. Lead beginning to stretch once again for Allen in the 15, finding a little bit of speed here mid-run. Has lengthened that gap from 1.7 seconds to 2.4, now 2.5 as he heads through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straight, nearly matching the walls here at Phoenix. 15 disappears for a second aside from the number. Turner slightly faster through 3 and 4. We'll see what that gap does down in 1 and 2. Big gains here for the 15 on entry. We'll see what it does down the back straight. Starts to close that gap again a little bit. Still a net positive for Allen. Throughout the course of the lap, though, picks out about another half a tenth on Turner that time. 28.41 for Allen last time, 28.54 for Turner. Things are beginning to slip for driver 97. Crank Bell has gotten by Kyle Nadeau for the spot. Nadeau down to 5th position now, seeing that 26 car and the championship hopes slip away. Bell showing much improved long run speed through the second half of the race so far. Is starting to gain on Wiggins quite handily. It was 28.7 for Bell last time by 28.78 for Wiggins. Better part of a tenth of a second faster for driver number 14. So a lot of slipping and sliding through the first run, but it seems to have figured things out here at Phoenix just a little bit more. Learned what those tires want, learned what the car wants. Hasn't had a whole lot of seat time in the Xfinity car this season. Has only been with us a handful of starts, unfortunately. Only 4 starts on the season out of 9 races. Back here, Martin's starting to come under pressure from some drivers behind, looking to put him not a lap down, but pass him as a lap down car. That'll be the 12 of Gentry. 38 of Miller is not a factor here. It's 3 laps down, so not a part of this battle. Ooh, big contact with the turn 2 exit. With the right rear once again for Dusty Martin. Hopefully didn't damage that right rear again. That would not be a good time for Martin in the 35. See if we can't get a better view at the right rear of that race car. Looks to be fairly straight this time. Not really too much bodywork damage, but still having a time of holding off the 38 and the 12. Zach Miller sends it down to the inside, trying to work his way around the 35. Unfortunately for Miller, it is going to be very difficult to make much of a day of things right now. Only stand to lose one more position with Bauman, who is out and retired from the race. Unless we were to suddenly see a bunch more cautions than we have seen tonight, which I don't think is very likely with the size of the field that we have. Panning over to the other side of the racetrack, Bell closing in even further on Wiggins, now just 3 car lengths behind the 11 car. Defending champion last season, Wiggins has had a time of it this season, but still managing to hang in there within the top 6 for now. But being only 1 point above Turner coming into this race, he's also very much in jeopardy of losing out. So he has got to tread lightly through the rest of this thing, not make any big mistakes that would take him out of the race or lose him a big amount of points. He's about in the same spot where if he were to finish 6 positions behind Nadeau or Gentry, things would look very different for driver number 11, and he would find himself on the outside looking in. Race control reporting a pretty even playing field among the playoff drivers. The top 7 remaining bonus point eligible, having save for the car we're on board. The rest of the top 7 will be eligible for the clean race bonus on that 2 extra bonus points. Unfortunately for the cars chasing that 6th position, the 26 of Turner and the 11 of Wiggins both fall within that category as well, so that would be no nut gain for any of the cars trying to work their way into that top 6 in points. Spreading out considerably over the long run. Allen maintaining a good pace. Things starting to even out just a little bit, but no real gains out of the 26 into that lead. Both running 28.66 laps time by, so keeping that gap where it's at, but no inroads on that lead for the 26. That hard charge at the beginning of the run yielding at about the same result as the first run of the race. That is about a 5-second lead for Bennett Allen in the 15. It's going to take something spectacular or spectacularly wrong for the 15 to give this up at this point. We are inside of 40 laps to go. Taking a look at the last lap time history, last 5 laps for first and second position. Allen with a net positive out of those 3. Turner faster for 2 of those. Marginally. But overall about a 0.2 gain over the last 5 laps for Allen in the 15. Now holding pretty consistent between the 2 drivers. Battle for fourth spot is on once again. Nadeau taking advantage of what appears to be a slightly struggling number 14 here later into the run and just turning on the pace overall. You see Nadeau also closing the gap to the 11. Has found that late race pace we had seen the prior run. Caution is out on the racetrack. It looks like for the number 90. We will, of course, go ahead and look at our Déjà Revél replay cam. We'll take a look at the 90 from the iRacing blimp and see if we can see what happened. Ramos had just come off pit lane, so a little bit of cold tire situation. We'll see what happens off of turn 2 this time by. Like loses the rear end of that race car. Now that throws a wrench in everything these drivers probably expected going into the final laps of this race. We are just shy or just over 30 laps to go, about 33 laps to go in this race. These drivers are going to bolt on 4 fresh rubber donuts on the corners of these race cars, and they are going to go hammer down as fast as possible. Will anyone take 2 tires? Allen off of pit lane first, followed by Turner, Wiggins, and Nadeau. Nadeau beating Bell out by a position. Turner also with a little longer pit stop. He's going to lose a couple spots out to Nadeau. Nadeau might have thought he was out of it, but that 15 is now back in sight of the 97. What can he learn from the last couple runs that'll help him here on this restart? Remember, the last 2 restarts after the cautions, 97 seemed to struggle on pace, struggle getting up to speed just a little bit. We saw the 26, the 11, and the 15 all much, much faster on that initial 2 or 3 laps of the restart. On those cold tires, they were able to make it happen. We'll see what they can do here on what may be the last restart of the race and the regular season. Depending on how this goes, there's going to be some desperation up front. Don't you doubt it. They're going to start right behind Bennett Allen in the 15. He said he came here to win in our pre-race interview. That's his one goal. That's what it's going to take. Can he get it done? Pace car is off. And we will go green this time by. Led to the green flag by Bennett Allen. He's got Alex Wiggins to his outside and a hungry Kyle Nadeau right behind. Green flag in the air. Great launch for Allen on the start. Bit of a sleeper start for Nadeau on the inside. Wiggins to second. Nadeau trying to hold off Argabright on the outside for third. Argabright sails by on that outside. Gets that thing wound up and it sticks. Argabright now in the hunt for the 11 car. What a massive restart for the 41. Hung it to the outside and made it stick. Reminiscent of Kyle Larson in last Sunday's championship race. He easily makes it around the 11 car, and he's setting sail for the lead. Doug Argabright making major moves here in the final laps. Caution is out. We've got another wreck. It looks like possibly between Patrick Coro and Crank Bell. We'll take a look at our Déjà Revél replay cam once again. Once again, it looks like it's going to be that troublesome turn 2. Back end steps out, gets away from him just a little bit. No wall contact. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get that thing spun back around efficiently. We'll go ahead and look at the incident with Bell. Might have had multiple incidents happen at the same time. Sorry about that. Going back to it now. All right, keep an eye on the 14 here on the outside. Same thing here. Ooh, gets sideways and just pounded by the 35, who then gets the same treatment from the 90. Carlos Ramos comes through like a wrecking ball, followed by Zach Miller on the inside. Major damage for the 14, and I can assume the 35. Oh, yes, 35 has major left rear damage on his Chevrolet. Cautions breed cautions, and that is all we have seen the last couple laps. Thank you to Déjà Revél, Boudoir Photography, out of York, Pennsylvania. DéjaRevél.com, of course, for sponsoring our replay cam this season. Finally getting some action out of it after a pretty docile couple of races out of these drivers, treating each other with respect and stuff. Imagine that. Now it's caution to the wind. We're doing whatever it takes at this point. We see Turner on pit road. We'll see what's up with that. Maybe gonna bolt some right side tires on that machine. Turner now back to 6th spot. Remember, has to finish 6 positions ahead of Nadeau, unless he wins, in which that is worth 3 more additional points. He would only have to be 5 positions ahead of Nadeau. If Nadeau finished second, or sorry, if he were to win the race and Nadeau finished 5th. Going to be Bennett Allen leading him to the green once again. Turner all the way back to 7th now. Nadeau restarting 4th. One more shot at it. What do the bubble drivers have? Argabright's giving it all he has. We saw a whale of a restart on the outside last time, and he's got the outside coming down to this restart. Down the back stretch they go. 15 is the control car. 97 scrubbing those tires, trying to keep the heat in them. Have a better restart this time. We'll see if it happens. Green flag being shown by the flag man. Green flag out again. Another great start out of Allen. It's Wiggins and Argabright for second. Wiggins to the bottom, all the way down to the inside wall in the dog leg. It's Argabright all the way up high. Wiggins has the spot for now. They are 3 wide behind. Nadeau is on top. Toro making massive moves up the inside for 5th. Nadeau with the advantage down the back straight on the high side. He's going to try to clear Coro here, and he will. Coming out of turn 4. 97 looking a lot more racy on this restart. He's got the 41 in his sights now. Down through 1 and 2. Craig Bell sliding all the way up the racetrack. He put the body slam on Coro on the outside. Gave him no other option but to concede that position. Coro went from top 5 back to 8th now. Allen up front, but only by half a second. Wiggins turning up the wick here in the late going. He is gaining as they exit turn 4. Last lap, a new lap record for the race, though. 27.16 for Bennett Allen. 27.28 for Wiggins. Both drivers a 10th faster that lap. Then 3rd and 4th place, Argabright and Nadeau. Wiggins with a good a restart as any, just trying to time the launch of the 15. 15 able to get that initial 4 or 5 car length jump on the restarts very handily every single time. And able to get straight down to that dog leg and cut that distance off Dropping down to the apron of the racetrack. Two different approaches here. 15 with the middle to bottom lane, the wide entry for Wiggins. You see Wiggins with massive gains down the back straight this time. He'll shave half a tenth off just on the straightaway alone. Similar lines through 3 and 4 for the 15 and the 11. 15 tags the wall, 11 follows suit coming out of 4. Through the dogleg down to turns 1 and 2. Second verse, same as the first. It's the 15 to the low side, 11 to the high side. Gap now half a second. Wiggins only 2 100ths faster last time by. That gap is not shrinking. It has stabilized right there at a half a second. Can Wiggins figure something out? Can he find a little tidbit of speed that he needs to close the gap? 20 laps to go at Phoenix for the final race of the regular season of the Thursday Night Nitro Series. Bennett Allen looking for his 7th win. Can he make it happen under the lights at Phoenix Raceway? Big gains there on entry for Wiggins. Loses it from the mid-corner off, though. Bit of a shaky turns 3 and 4 that time for Wiggins. This is where Wiggins gets a pretty good advantage. Gets the thing wound up on the outside on entry. Cuts it back down and gets a whale of an exit. Able to put the power down in spades. Gains quite a bit down the backstretch, but that wider, slightly wider arc into 3 and 4 seems to benefit the 15 a lot and usually results in about a half a tenth gain, as we see once again. But pretty good exit there for Wiggins. Closes that gain back down just a little bit. 15 starting to search a little bit higher up the racetrack on entry in 1 and 2 as well. Adopting that line just a little bit. And maybe that's where he's finding this extra speed. About a tenth of a second difference in lap times between these two drivers last time by. Back here ways. Turner has taken over that 4th spot from Nadeau. Nadeau drops back to 5th. Now Turner going after Argabright for the 3rd spot. Turner currently the fastest car on the racetrack, 27.86 last time by, 27.9 for Bennett Allen. So despite being in traffic, still faster lap times out of the 26. He has found that first run pace again. Remember, he came back down pit lane, maybe put right side tires on this thing. We're not sure quite what he did up here in the booth. I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to ask him after the fact if he can hang on to this 3rd spot till the end of the race. Maybe that's just what the crew chief ordered for the 26. Usually just taking right sides will make a bit of a more free balance on these race cars in the short term. It looks like that 26 has really good rotation through the middle of the corner. Is able to just pour on the throttle after getting that thing straightened out. I bet he would kill for another caution right now. Devin Gentry picking up a spot through this restart to back up the 6th position. Not going to be enough to get it done and get into that top 6 at this point, but this is the same kind of consistency. And just head down, do the hard work driving that Devin Gentry's been known for. Just getting it done and showing up late in the race to record good finishes despite any early struggles. Saw him a lap down not too long in the race, not too long ago in the race. Was able to get that wave around, and now back on the lead lap. Potentially fighting for a top 5 spot if he's able to run down Nadeau for that spot. Back up here, Nadeau is not done fighting yet. He's going after Argabright, has caught him once again. Down to the inside on the dog leg. Wide entry through 1 and 2. Going to try to get that run off the corner now. Back down and on the throttle for Nadeau. Good run off the corner that time as head down through 3 and 4. A little bit of an advantage here for the 41. A little bit of a tight condition coming off the corner for Nadeau that time. Catching all the dirty air off the back of the 41 car. Meanwhile, just in front of them, another battle going on for that second spot. Still Wiggins down to just a half a car length advantage over Steve Turner in the 26. Turner wants some clean air, wants to get this pass done and over with and set his sights on the lead, but he's got to do this quickly. Good crossover from Turner, gets a great exit and able to cross over to the inside, showing the nose inside on Alex Wiggins down through 3 and 4. Wiggins on the high side, still able to hang even. Turner all the way to the bottom of the dog leg as they head down to 1 and 2. Turner with the entry advantage on the inside, but Wiggins is going to get a good run off the corner here and draw it back even as they come down the backstretch. Turner has to fall back in line 4 now, but he's going to have to figure out something else if he wants to get by the 11. Wiggins has consistently been finding pace throughout the evening. Started out pretty shaky with the qualifying effort, but has plugged away about a spot or two at a time every restart, and now finds himself up in the 2nd position for a great performance so far here at Phoenix. Six laps to go in the regular season. It's Allen out front. Wiggins trying to hold off Turner for the 2nd spot. And Nadeau finally gets around Argabright for the 4th position. Turner back to the inside. Wiggins letting him have that inside. He knows he can keep that thing wound up on the outside and make his defense work down the back stretch. Just able to get on the power so much earlier, having that outside line advantage. 26 will have the spot that lap, but here comes Wiggins back on the outside as they dive down towards 1 and 2. Turner pushing up the racetrack a little bit, crowding him on that high side. He says, I want a piece of that good exit speed too, and he gets it down the back stretch this time. They're neck and neck coming down to 3 and 4, but Turner still trapped on the inside here. Can't quite clear Wiggins coming off the corner yet. Wiggins powers it up. Coming out of turn 4, is able to just hang on to the right rear quarter panel of Turner. Turner holding the advantage, takes that low line this time. Might be able to clear. No, he does not. Wiggins hangs on, gets the run down the back straight. I think Turner needs to look for a repeat of what he did a couple laps ago. Follow him up to that high lane, stay right on the door of the 11 through 1 and 2. He does that this time. He washes up that racetrack for that wide entry, and he clears Wiggins off of 2. Steve Turner turning things around after a bad pit stop sequence on the caution a few short laps ago. Back up to 2nd place now. He is class of the field on speed at the moment. Even with traffic, he was half a tenth faster than Bennett Allen that time by. Allen says, I've got 2 laps to go. Make that 1 lap to go as he crosses the stripe. 3.5 seconds the gap. Bennett Allen has led nearly this entire race. Had it not been for green flag pit stops preceding the caution, he would have led flag to flag. It's been another dominant performance. Dominant performance out of the absolute force that is Bennett Allen in the 15. He will claim victory at Phoenix Raceway. Steve Turner will hang on to remain within the top 6 in points. What will be up in the air, though? Will Zach Miller remain in the top 6 in points? Looks like 6 positions behind Kyle Liddell. It may come down to a tie. Should it come down to a tie, it will be the driver with more top 5s who claims the position. If they are tied on top 5s, it will then get knocked down to top 10s, but that will be the question leaving Phoenix tonight. Did Miller make the cut? Bennett Allen burning it down for the 7th time this season. On his way back behind the wall. Maybe thought about going to victory lane, but the invisible wall said no. Looks like everyone within the top 5, Allen, Turner, Wiggins, Nadeau, and Argerbright, all with 0x this race. That may make the difference for Nadeau making it in over Miller. Miller not included among those who are going to get the clean race bonus. We will try to get an answer for you before the conclusion of our broadcast. But while we wait on results, we'll go ahead and get some interviews with our top finishers for the night. Thanks as always to Race Control for keeping things in check tonight, keeping us up to date on the point situation. All right, we go ahead and bring our third place finisher into the booth. Alex Wiggins with a bit of a shaky start through qualifying, and the initial green flag drop of the race steadily plugs away at the field throughout the night and brings it home P3 after a pretty intense battle
Adam,
with
you're
Steve.
muted.
All right, there we go. So third place after a bit of a shaky race, shaky start to the race. Chipped away at the field throughout the night. Every restart gaining a position or two, and really turning on the pace at the end, and lighting the afterburners on that number 11 University of Michigan machine for Great Lakes Racing. Alex, take us through your night.
It was honestly pretty fun. It was just, like you said, picking them off one by one. That last run, I thought it was 15 laps, not 25, so I pushed it a little bit too hard. But yeah, it was just, I don't want to say simple's the wrong word, but just being consistent, which once I figured out what Bennett was doing, helped me a lot saving tires. So I don't know how he's so fast. I don't get it. I don't know if I ever will, but it was fun nonetheless.
Good to hear. Fun is definitely one of the main goals for us here in the Thursday Night Nitro Series. Is definitely fun to watch intense battles like that, and honestly watch steady progress. You know, putting your head down, doing what you got to do throughout the race, just learning the little things, start to finish, and putting them together to produce a good result. You love to see it, and yeah, I love to see just the steady progress. It won't be doesn't look like no, you'll definitely defend your top 6 spot. You were just a single point above the 6th spot coming into this thing, but did what you had to do and put on a hell of a defense here tonight in Phoenix for the final race. And so what's your thoughts? What's your mindset going forward into the final 3?
Anything can happen. Just, you gotta, like you said, like I did today, just put my head down and work. You know, I can only control so much, and I just got to go perform the best I can.
Best you can is definitely what it's going to take as points reset. But you've got hell of a group of drivers to go up against. You got to battle several of them up there for that podium position here tonight. So a bit of a taste of what we're going to see the next couple weeks, I'm sure. But congrats on the podium finish, and just a great, consistent race out of you, as we are pretty accustomed to seeing. It was kind of a rough stretch there for a couple tracks, but is Phoenix one of the ones that usually suits you pretty well?
I've always never really enjoyed it besides today. It was super loose, which is always fun, which I feel like made Bennett even faster than he is, but it was super fun. I know Kyle and Crank were super fast. Doug on a short run was pretty good. It was all over the place. Guys were fast on a long run, some were slow. It was just mix everything. I always like that.
Yeah, it looked like maybe it was going to be a bit of a snoozer at the end, but of course, the universe would very quickly prove me wrong as we get a quick rash of cautions, and I think that's partly what led to your success. You were getting really good restarts pretty much every time, and you know, it's hard to fire off quite as well as the leader. You know, you're playing a guessing game every time, but we saw you pretty consistently fire off better than the other guys around you on each one of those restarts. You have any tricks there to make that happen, or just something you know picked up throughout the race as you got more experience there?
I was asking around, asking different people when Bennett was going. Some said early, some said late, so that kind of didn't help me. I just took my best guess, really, and it worked. I mean, I tried to use the apron to my advantage through the dog leg, and those first couple laps are so crucial on cold tires. It was easy to overstep, which I feel like helped me, but just guessing with Bennett was the best I could do.
Yeah.
Might just be lucky.
Well, I'd say it was pretty lucky. We saw some great speed on the restarts, and that's kind of what made her was the make or break for a lot of guys. We see, you know, a real slow, you know, initial 3 laps or so for some guys just on the colder tires, not overstepping what the tire would let them do for those couple laps, or if they did, you know, being able to maintain control of it and not have to lift coming out of the corners or anything like that. That was going to really compromise your pace. But you hung on, did what you had to do, and came home third. So congrats on a good day, and we'll see you on the other side in the playoffs in that top 6. Let's see, our next race, I believe, is going to be another short track. It's going to be North Wilkesboro on the 13th. So yeah, it'll be next Thursday. How are you feeling about that?
As long as it's a decent amount of tire wear, I'll be good. I'm not sure They have the new scan of it.
Yeah, I do believe this will be the new track surface, so this might be a learning experience for everybody, having that new asphalt laid down after the previous iRacing updates. So should be interesting. It'll be a learning experience for myself as well, having raced these cars on the old surface. It was always, it definitely was going to be a tire wear factor, but it'll be a bit of a learning curve for everybody, I'm sure, which will be definitely interesting as far as playoff implications go, because you got to learn quick. You got to learn on the fly when like life comes at you fast, to use that slogan.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Like you said, I've never raced the new surface, so that'll be fun. I would assume less tire wear, which is fine. These cars are loose enough as it is. It'll be okay, but just hoping for a good race.
And less tire wear just means more hard driving, which we're all here for. So we'll see you next
100%.
week at North Wilkesboro, and hopefully we can see you back here in, if not Victory Lane, definitely in the podium here to interview you once again. So good luck next week. Congrats on the podium finish tonight, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, that's been your third place finisher, Alex Wiggins. All right, your runner-up for this evening, and going to now be the fifth place in the playoffs, I believe, pre-reset. Steve Turner, how you doing tonight?
I'm happy to get out of there with a P2.
Definitely a hard-fought P2. We saw a little bit of a stumble for you. We saw speed all day, long-run speed. You were class of the field. You kind of had pace once you got to halfway to three-quarters of the way through the run. It seems to be when your car really came to life. But we saw you stumble a little bit on one of those cautions. I don't know if it was pit road issues, or just take us through what happened there and how you came back to finish second.
Yeah, the second to last caution, I gassed it up a little too bit trying to get around Bennett, and I got speeding, so we went to the back, and then kind of slid on that first restart. Wasn't very good on new tires at all. When that second caution came out, I said, heck with it, I'll go in, put 4 fresh ones on, and see what happens. I was only going to lose 1 or 2 spots in the track. Man, what a battle with Wiggins at the end there. I really didn't think I was going to be able to get him. I was doing everything I could without hitting him to get around him. Just nudged him out there at a 2 track configurations, confused on what turns what now.
Oh, believe me, if you go back and watch the broadcast, that is a running theme throughout the night, is calling the wrong turn names. As a longtime NASCAR fan, it's a little bit on the confusing side. I will never get that right after the reconfiguration, but yeah, you're right. That was an absolutely great battle between the two of you. We saw it looked like you were initially a little bit nervous to get up there close through 1 and 2, trying to follow him up to that high line and get that same momentum that he was getting off the corner up there. But we saw you do it like 2 or 3 laps before you finally made the pass, and they were like, oh, well, you were a little bit lower the next lap, like maybe you didn't want to do it again, but then we saw you go back up there, right on his door on the lap that you finally made the pass and got it done there and made it happen. Those fresh tires definitely coming into play as well, especially as long as that battle dragged out. I'm sure that helped a little bit. I think you probably would have had some pretty beat up tires having a long drawn out battle like that, especially being stuck on the inside lane for most of it.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't sure how high up he was going, so I looked to the right and I saw him running the wall, and I was like, okay, so now I can go middle, 3/4 the way up. Because I thought maybe he was running the middle. I didn't want to door him on corner entry, and that's not how I race. I want to race everybody clean, hard, and fun. And once I saw him way up top, I knew I could eventually get around him using that high arc. That first long rerun, I was following, I think it was Nadu, and saw him running that top, and that's when I really was starting to pick up speed and was catching everybody in front of me. But I don't think I would have caught everybody. I probably would have got up to P2 where I ended up finishing. So good turnaround after the pit road speeding penalty. Great day for the team. We got P1, P2, and looking forward to next week at North Wilkesboro.
North Wilkesboro, indeed. Going to be some more short track action, so it's going to be a treat for the viewers who are out there following along with us, and a lot more on the line because we got some awesome signed die casts courtesy of Devin and Sugar Maple Designs in store for all 3 of the playoff races. So those will be on the line. Still working out the details on those. We'll put those up on social media throughout the course of the week in between races. So be looking out for that, but we're going to have some fun stuff going on here for the playoffs, and we're excited and hope you drivers out there are excited for it as well. I think we got 3 really strong tracks coming up. We got North Wilkesboro, we got Charlotte, and we got Nashville Super Speedway. So 3 really fun, really fast tracks. Nashville is pretty similar to Phoenix, and it's a higher tire wear track and provides a lot of side-by-side racing action where the outside lane is really good for playing defense, a lot like it is here at Phoenix. So should be some awesome action for everyone out there watching. And we hope to see you there next week and hope to see a pretty successful playoffs for you. But points are going to reset, and of course, be looking out for that. I'm sure all the drivers will be watching those points channels, just waiting for us to drop them. But hopefully we see you back here in the booth next week, be interviewing you for top 3 or possibly even a win.
Yeah, finally broke the curse of finishing 3rd, so now that we got 2nd, maybe we can get 1 more and give old Bennett his money. But yeah, I don't know. That's win number 8 now. He's looking pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, we thought it was 8. I believe it's 7. If I'm not mistaken. Not sure if I know Rose got 1. I'm gonna have to look at the. I'm all sorts of confused. He's winning too much. I can't remember who's beat him. It's like, oh well, Bennett won all of them. It is 7. Okay.
Yep, it's 7. Yep.
All right. Well, I mean, not that it makes a whole lot of difference, but
yeah, 1 more, 1 less. However it goes.
Very true. But congrats on improving that best up to P2, and only can you got 1 more, and you're at the top spot. So now's the time to be making these improvements. I think you're peaking at the right time as a driver, getting that momentum. Those good vibes going into the next couple races, and we look forward to seeing what you can do.
Yeah, hopefully we can finish 1-2 in the points. Cool. So thanks, Adam. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you, Steve. That's been Steve Turner, driver number 26, finishing P2 tonight here in Phoenix. All right, I'm going to jump over and grab driver number 15, fresh off his 7th race win of the season. Lucky number 7 claims victory, almost leading all the laps yet again here at Phoenix International Raceway. Making things happen. Bennett Allen, how you doing after that win?
Doing great. I had a lot of fun racing. I love this track. This track car combo is one of my favorites. Can I leave my car in sim because there's like a no clip sound and it's killing my ears.
Oh yeah, go right ahead. We got the replay queued
right.
up, so you're good.
Sweet. All right, I'm just gonna leave. All right, it was like I was no clipping into a fence and it was just like constant, just like noise.
Yeah, that combined with the engine blown up sound usually does fun things.
It's an iRacing thing. Anyways, the race tonight was good. The setup kind of was what I like. I like a neutral setup, and it got a little bit tight longer run, but it wasn't like loose. So I'm a neutral loose kind of guy when it comes to fixed setups or setups in general. But I could have managed. I could manage the neutral tight, and I was surprised at how much more speed I had than most of the field. I thought with this track kind of being more well known and us having a whole week of officials that it would be a little bit closer, but looks like I was just able to save my tires a little bit better and stay up front, which is very key. I like my clean air, but it's crazy. I got 7 wins. I think this is the most wins I've ever had in a league ever. Flashback to my NASCAR heat days. I never won this much, so it's really cool to be able to do this and get some wins without having to be scared of losing I rating and safety rating, which is always my fear going into officials. So, but yeah, happy to win another one, and now we have a points reset, which is always fun, and we'll go into North Wilkesboro, which is one of my favorite tracks. I like a lot of the tracks in iRacing, but I love the new repave of Wilkesboro, so it's gonna be fun.
Well, it's a scary proposition for some of the other drivers we interviewed, having no experience on the repave yet, so it'll be a learning experience for them, and I'm sure they'll take great solace in hearing you say that it's one of your favorite tracks after the repave. So look out, everybody.
I know it's unfortunate. When the track first came out at the beginning of the season, they had like the B cars there for a day, and it was a lot of fun. It's turn 1 and 2 is a little frustrating for me because like your mind wants to like go on the bottom, but the bottom's really not as fast as like the huge diamond that you can run to get down the hill. Because you know how like Wilkesboro goes uphill in the front stretch and then it starts going downhill.
Yeah, it'll be
straight.
kind of what we expected. It'll be kind of a mid to high lane. A lot of what we saw tonight, especially through like turns 1 and 2 here at Phoenix. We saw, kind of that mid to high lane. We saw some guys running pretty much up on the fence for the first half of the corner, kind of taking that wide diamond and then curving it back down toward the straight. North Wilkesboro, not quite as flat as 1 and 2 here, but a lot of the same principles will apply there, but with fresh asphalt and probably a little bit less tire wear.
The tire wear thing, like in real life, it would make sense to have less tire wear, but with the iRacing tire model, I think you actually get more. I don't know. I would have to do some testing to like really play out that theory, like do the old North Wilkesboro and the new one. It's definitely gonna be less than the old one, but it's still gonna be a lot because it's a short track, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
But I mean, I like the track. I always love repaves, but I was really excited when that repave came out on iRacing, and I love my short tracks, as you can see. I don't know if this one even constitutes as a short track, but because it's a mile.
According to
It's
NASCAR, no, but most people would say it races like a short track.
Yeah, it's like New Hampshire. Like it's not really a short track, but it's not an intermediate. It's like, what do you call it? What's the word do you call it? It's not a short track, because short track, I think in my eyes, is anything below a mile. But an intermediate is anything like a mile and a half, and it has high banking. So like, what is it?
Throw it out there to the YouTube audience. What do you think? Is Phoenix a short track? Yes or no?
In my eyes, it is. I think New Hampshire is too, because it's so flat that it literally races like a short track.
I think that's
next week's
one of the shared qualities between the flat track, whether or not they're physically short, they race like a short track when you kind of have a single preferred lane and it's really flat. So I think you get a lot of that same.
That's what we should call it.
Yeah,
we should call it the flat tracks.
Yeah, there you go.
There's its designation. But yeah, I mean, this year's been fun. This league's a lot of fun for me. It's pretty competitive, and I like that. And it's also, this year was my favorite car. But my favorite thing is there's never really any drama in the league, and the league owners are really nice, and they have good rules set up, and I like the points format a lot. I hope NASCAR kind of takes a play out of the good old Thursday Night Nitro book next year. But yeah, I mean, we got 3 races left, and I like all 3 tracks, so we're gonna try to get myself a championship.
Well, best defense is a good offense, and you've had nothing but offense collecting those 7 wins on the season. So we'll hope we'll be looking for you to do more of the same in the playoffs, and of course, looking for the competition to turn up the wick a little bit and give you a run for your money as well. We got some confident drivers and a lot of skill throughout the field, as you've mentioned, and we're really looking forward to covering it all live here on the Boom Tube. As always, thanks for your time. Anyone you'd like to shout out before we head off for this evening?
Yep, as always, thanks to all of our sponsors of the league and the broadcast. None of this will be possible without you guys, so just a huge thanks to you. And huge thanks to my homies at Outlier Speed Company. If you're looking for cheap and really fast setups and you race anything from all 3 NASCAR series to Mazda MX-5s to your short track stuff, Outlier Speed Company has the setups for you. Always huge thanks to my personal friends of Josh Coppernoll and Bobby Blazer and their companies, JCTV and B-Blaze Vintage. It's always nice to have their support in my iRacing activities. But yeah, I mean, I get to go to the Lions Commanders game on Sunday. Me and my dad are driving the 3-hour drive up to DC, so I'm really excited for that. and I'm also on a 7-day work break, which is always nice to relax and do nothing for a week.
Oh boy, that sounds like a lot of practice time too that you'll have available to you.
Don't worry, don't worry. After the NASCAR season's over, it's my flight sim time because I don't have to like change my setup, like my rig, constantly. So usually during the off season from now in November till February, I'm mostly doing flight sim and racking up my simulator flight hours. So don't worry, I won't get as much testing as everyone would think, but I definitely will put a car on track and see how it goes.
Well, if anyone happens to be a woodworking shop that sells die-cast display cases, I might know someone in the market at this point in the season. And as we mentioned, a couple other drivers, that all 3 of the playoff races will have die-cast cars that will be up for grabs. Signed die-cast cars, courtesy of Sugar Maple Designs and Devin Gentry. So thanks to Devin for coming on as official sponsor of the Thursday Night Nitro Shootout playoff format for the next 3 races. And thank you for your time, Bennett. Congrats on number 7, and we'll look forward to seeing what you can do in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap up our interviews for this evening. It's been a great regular season so far. A lot of really competitive drivers, great sportsmanship throughout the field, and a lot of talent on display as you saw tonight. But once again, Bennett Allen getting it done, bringing it home, first place on number 15 Ford Mustang. As always, I've been Adam LeVox here for the Boom Tube, and before we go, of course, you got to shout out our other sponsors, namely Devin Maines Designs. Mention code TNN for 20% off your iRacing livery design. And so that will go to the season pot for these drivers for the winner of the championship as well. Thank you to Déjà Revél Boudoir Photography, voted Pennsylvania's best boudoir photography studio out of York, Pennsylvania. Kara Dunn does a wonderful job. Does some great photographs, and they have an absolutely gorgeous website that had just been refreshed not too long ago. Great design there, and great keepsake photos for your special day, or just some keepsake photos to feel better, to feel good about yourself, to be comfortable in the skin you're in. Kara will do all that in spades, make you feel comfortable while you're doing that, even if it's something you wouldn't think you'd be comfortable doing. She's got the kind of professionalism and talent to make that happen for you. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check them out at DejaRevél.com. And of course, thank you to all of you out there watching on YouTube. It's been great to have you here this season. If you haven't already, go ahead and drop a like on this race stream. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, go ahead and give us a follow. So hit that subscribe button to be notified anytime we go live and be able to find this page, and that will tell everybody that we are a racing league and a race broadcast channel worth watching. And thank you for considering us worth your time. It's been awesome to have such a good following this season. We're setting records for viewership nearly every week, and appreciate each and every one of you out there watching along and cheering on your drivers and engaging in the chat comments week in and week out. And as a bit of a new venture for myself, it's awesome to see that kind of growth for not only myself and the channel, but also the league as well. Been growing every season, having better and better racing every season. We hope to keep on going with that momentum, and that's all thanks to you out there. So thank you so much. Feel free to share with your friends or family the stream. You can hit that little arrow icon and share the link to the broadcast if you'd like to show off your friends and family's talents who happen to be driving in the league. But as always, we're going to wrap it up for this evening. I've been Adam LeVox, congratulating Bennett Allen on win number 7 and the regular season champion for the Thursday Night Nitro Series. We move on to the playoffs next week. Keep an eye on the social media pages for Thursday Night Nitro. We will be dropping championship points, updates, giving you the rundown of who made the top 10 and who's left watching from the outside looking in. And we'll see you right back here next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Time at North Wilkes-Barre Speedway right here on the Boom Tube. Thanks as always for watching. And until next time, keep your stick on the ice.